Today, we're watching videos that feel like they were buried, hidden from the mainstream, floating just under the surface. We will be also looking into how you and I, yes, you heard that right, you and I are both in the Epstein files. We will also be going down a rabbit hole of dark TikToks and other disturbing clips. But you heard that right. We are in the Epstein files. Stay to the end. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what your favorite clip was. Let's get into it.
What the hell do you mean we, yes, we are all in the Epstein files? So do you remember as a kid, right? When they would come and take your school photos and you would have to smile and dress up all good? Yeah, they were selling that stuff to Epstein. And I don't know if this is true, so don't quote me, but I just seen a video of a creator talking about this. And now I'm like, what? So you're telling me when I was going to school with the fresh cut, fresh clothes on, I was being used as gooning material? They were trading my photos like Pokemon cards? Send this to your friends.
Schools across the country are canceling Picture Day as it's been revealed that the company that takes all the photos is very tied to the Epstein files, and there's fears Epstein had all those child photos.
Your yearbook photo in school was taken by this man who has just been caught up in the files. This is Leon Black, who's the owner of LifeTouch, the nation's biggest yearbook photography company. And as it turns out, Leon Black is caught up all with Jeffrey. In 2002, Jeffrey Epstein executed a handoff to Leon Black, and it was a human being. The human being was a 16-year-old who was autistic, and Jeffrey said she was going to give his special friend Leon Black the same kind of massage that she had given Jeffrey. When Leon Black grabbed her hand, it was so hard she thought he broke her bones, and Jeffrey knew that she would never obey. Black then took her to the 3rd floor of the townhouse, and you know what? I'm not going to read the rest. And the other things that he did behind me that I have to block out have stuff to do with people under 10. And here are $1 million transactions between Jeffrey and Black that we just don't know what they're for. So when you were in school and realized that Picture Day is coming and had any of these background, this man collected a database of over 1 billion photos over decades.
As I told you guys in the beginning, our pictures from Picture Day appeared to be in the Epstein files. Like I said, you and I are both in the Epstein files. Going off of what this guy just said, that these pictures are stored in a database, where is this database? Who has access to it? What were they doing with said pictures? This took a really dark turn. Something so innocent, something that we used to get excited for, going to school to take pictures, now has a darker meaning to it. That picture that is also in your yearbook was used for darker things. That is super disgusting.
What's good, y'all? It's your girl, Lil D. You thought these little heart cakes was cute? Nah, baby, these things toxic as hell. Haha. This ain't love, y'all. This straight up sugar, syrup, and regret packed in a box. Haha. Y'all don't care though, right? Y'all, these things be filled with high fructose corn syrup and fake flavor, and y'all call this romance? People be straight up tweaking for these. And that red ain't love, y'all. That's fake dye. Straight up chemicals making it look cute for you. Open up, baby. These oils, preservatives, this cake gonna last longer than your last relationship. And y'all still gonna eat it though. Y'all eat one, then another, then the whole damn box gone. Yeah. That ain't by accident. You go on ahead, y'all. Fall in love with it. Just don't cry about it when it mess your ass up.
In 2015, a woman fell from the window at his apartment. He said that she was a woman staying in a homeless shelter that he was helping.
What?
Now her family spoke out for the first time and said, like, we have never heard that she was in a homeless shelter ever. Now it's coming out a decade later that she was like a struggling hip hop artist, that David was helping her with her career, that as far as the family knows, she had never once like stayed in a shelter. So like, it's like, why would you say that?
Yeah, really weird tidbit.
Let's take a quick pause. If you're still watching, thank you. It genuinely means you're paying attention. Do me a favor, comment right now what video has messed with you the most so far. Hit the like button while you're down there as well. It helps push the video to other people to watch. If you enjoy going down these rabbit holes, hit the subscribe button because there's many more of these videos to come. All right, that's it. No more distractions. Let's get back to it.
How old were you when you learned that on September 11th at 5 p.m. 2001, someone tried to trademark the term September 11th while they were still clearing out buildings and looking for people? So any documentary, any news channel, any t-shirt that had the phrase September 11th on it, he would be able to make money on it. And guess what his name was? Guess what his name? Guess. Modi Schneiberg. Do I even have to say it anymore? Do I even?
Jeffrey Epstein was the owner of Two Incorporated. Two Incorporated is the Limited 2, Justice Clothing.
That ownership came from Les Wexner, who owns
Everything,
including Victoria's Secret. Les Wexner gave Jeffrey Epstein this corporation. But why?
Kids who remember their past lives. From a young age, Jamie had a fear of water. He would constantly wake up from nightmares. And by the time Jamie was talking, he would wake up from them nightmares and he would say, "I've drowned again." He would also wake up and say things like, mistakes were made and them men shouldn't have been trapped in there. By the time Jamie had reached 5, he had become obsessed with the Titanic. He would draw pictures of the ship and it's sinking. He would even go into detail of the layout of the boat. His parents decided to take him to a Titanic museum, and this is where it got weird. By the way, if you like these type of videos, please follow if you aren't already. Hit the repost, hit the like button, and show the page some love. Okay, so they took him to the Titanic museum, and they found something interesting. Jamie was very drawn to a certain photo. This photo was of a man. The man was Thomas Andrews. Thomas Andrews was a chief designer of the Titanic. He was also one of the last people off the Titanic. He was the person who was handing out lifeboats. He was getting people to safety. He was shotting out deck chairs so people could use them as floats. He sacrificed his own life to try and save others. And Thomas's body was never recovered. Jamie was getting upset at this photograph of Thomas, and they all went home. A few nights later, Jamie had another nightmare, but this was different. Jamie's mother said she was woken up to him screaming during the night, so she ran in there. She found Jamie on all fours on his bed. She claims he was screaming and shouting, "She's going down, she's going down." But she also states that the voice coming out of Jamie didn't sound like Jamie. It sounded like an older male. From that night on, Jamie's memories became distant. He spoke about the Titanic less and less. No more drawings. But even now as an adult, Jamie still believes that he is the reincarnation of Thomas Andrew. It's so weird. Do you want to see?
This woman claims that this is proof that there are non-humans walking amongst us. Now, I don't say that lightly, like there could be another explanation, but this is pretty freaking weird. Now, you remember in the movie They Live when they put on the sunglasses and they could see the reptilian-y people who are amongst the normal humans? And you know how that movie might have been made about Dicenian goggles, the goggles you put on that can see people's auras, but some people don't have auras because they might not be people? Well, this woman goes to Buckingham Palace, okay? She's in Europe. She's in England. She's using a thermal camera and looking at all kinds of normal people exhibiting a heat signature until she goes in front of Buckingham Palace. She turns around and films the front guards on this side of the gate, and they have a heat signature. But the two guards at the inner gate that goes into Buckingham Palace, in a second I zoom it in and you'll see, they don't have a heat signature, dude. And keep watching because this is extremely bizarre. You'd think someone said, well, their clothes are thick, so you wouldn't be able to see because of their clothes. But look at these two guys on either side of the door. No heat signature on their faces. You'd think for sure if it's picking up the heat signature of this light, should pick up their face. So now last I checked, reptiles are cold-blooded and have less of a heat signature. I'm just saying, should we get thermal cameras and check things out? Now, according to Google's AI, there is no scientific evidence confirming aliens live among us. As if you'd be waiting around for the science to be settled on that. Dude, by the way, aliens, schmalians, just know if there is any non-human entities out there, they're not from space or through any firmament, okay? They're from other lands. They would be from other lands outside of the ice wall, which I can't wait to explore once human freedom is restored. That being said, could there be other creatures from other realms around us? Honestly, from all the rabbit holes I've been down and how many deceptions we've been deceived by, and all the stuff that we've been fooled about, I would definitely imagine that is not too crazy of a thought for me to entertain. Now, do we know there's multidimensional entities around us? Yes. Do they harvest low vibrational frequency emotions? Yes. Is that why you should be extremely positive all the time? That's one of the reasons. Yes. Flip the brainwave state into everything that happens to you is good and everything that is happening is for the better, and it will completely change your reality, and you literally do not need to take my word for that. Try it for 4 days and watch what blessings appear into your life. Oh, and before you ask for anything more, first make sure you are mentioning how
many Oreos does it take to end you? Pack 1, pure bliss. The cream is smooth, the crunch is perfect. Sugar floods your brain and you smile. You twist another one open. Pack 5, your heart starts racing. Your hands shake slightly. The sweetness feels too good. You cannot stop eating. Your body wants more. Pack 15, your mouth is coated thick. It feels like paste. The sugar makes you sweat. Your stomach bloats hard like a balloon. Water does not help anymore. Pack 30, you feel sick. Your vision goes blurry. Your pancreas is burning out trying to make insulin. You are shaking violently now. Pack 50, your blood turns thick like syrup. Your cells stop listening to insulin. You are extremely thirsty, but you cannot drink. Your kidneys are drowning. Pack 80, the chocolate sludge clogs your intestines. You cannot move at all. Your skin goes cold and clammy. You start bleeding internally. The cream mixes with blood. Pack 100, your heart beats wrong. It skips. It pounds. Then it skips again. You slip into a coma. Everything goes dark. Pack 136, your liver shuts down first, then your kidneys stop completely. The sugar has crystallized in your veins. Your stomach ruptures. Game over.
I could not imagine eating that many Oreos. Me personally, after one pack, my body would be at the stage that you're showing pack 30 would be at for other people. After one singular Oreo, I am done. Imagine eating 30 plus packs.
There's an urban legend about this that you can't take a clear picture of it.
Let's just see.
Yeah, the long-standing urban legend. This actually would have been moved from the Channing Street grounds. That's how old this is. But stories say that before it got moved here, it went to Rome because they wanted to study the architecture of it.
What?
Really?
Yeah,
What,
they
the
love
headstone?
the architecture. There are other stories that say the Pope at the time may have also blessed it before it came back here.
He was on the night shift doing a bunch of stock work when he started hearing this mysterious tapping noise. He started wandering through the building trying to find out where this tapping was coming from, and the tapping got louder the closer he got to the basement stairs. He nervously walked down the steps and couldn't find the light switch anywhere. And as soon as his eyes adjusted to the dark, he saw a dark figure standing in the far corner, tapping its finger against the wall, just staring at him. So he ran up the stairs right away and went to tell the other 2 employees that were also working the night shift, and they told him to never follow the tapping and that that's happened to them before. They said that if you ever hear tapping, just ignore it. Don't follow it. And it says after that night he quit because he was just too afraid, and I don't blame him at all. That's terrifying.
People think danger only exists where people are supposed to be. That's the mistake. Here's a warning people ignore. If you're inside a place that isn't meant for long stays and you hear footsteps that don't echo the way yours do, don't try to match them. Unnatural spaces change sound on purpose. This happened to workers inside a decommissioned subway surface tunnel. Not a platform, not a station, a maintenance corridor that never shows up on maps. Rule 1, if the lights flicker behind you but stay solid ahead, do not turn around. Those systems fail forward, not backwards. People who kept walking noticed the same thing. The tunnel stopped dripping. No water, no vibration from a train above, just silence that felt sealed. Rule 2, if you pass a door marked access that you don't remember passing before, don't open it. Unlisted doors aren't storage, they're shortcuts. Some people did stop. They said the floor felt softer near the door, like it had been recently walked over recently. Not dirty, pressed. Rule 3, if your radio crackles but no voice comes through, don't respond. That sound means someone keyed in and let go, just to see if you were listening. The ones who made it out all realized the same thing too late. The tunnel never trapped them physically. It narrowed their choices. Forward stayed open, but backwards stopped making sense. And the warning ends like this. If you finally exit into the daylight and notice your watch is exactly 8 minutes fast, don't adjust it. Because whatever shares those tunnels don't follow surface time. It only needed to learn how long you'll keep walking before you admit you're somewhere humans aren't supposed to live.
As I was searching through the Epstein files, I came across some incredibly strange imagery, including memes like this that depict Jeffrey Epstein with filters, Snapchat filters on his face. I don't know the context of these images. I don't know why they were in the files, but It was very interesting to see. I mean, there are literal what appear to be memes generated by, I'm assuming, maybe survivors or friends of Epstein's that can be found within the Epstein files themselves. Like here in this image where we see the Grinch compared to Jeffrey Epstein, the two of them making similar facial expressions, I guess. Now, as y'all know, there are millions of files and millions of images and emails and messages. So every single day we are finding new information, we are finding new imagery, new videos. But to me, these images paint this story out in a completely different kind of strange light almost. I mean, I've made images like this of people like my parents, of friends, especially back in the day when I was younger. I would make little collages like this all the time for those that I love. So to me, this reminds me of something that a victim would have made. Same here. I also don't know the context of an image like this, but this seems to have been something that a young person would have generated of Jeffrey. And then obviously, yeah, it ended up here screenshotted and in the files. I'm going to keep you guys updated as I continue this odyssey, but follow along for more.
These are photos with disturbing backstories. First Lady Rosalind Carter shaking hands with a man thought to be a volunteer. That man turned out to be serial killer John Wayne Gacy. This photo shows Jolie Callan standing on a cliff with her ex-boyfriend, completely unaware that he was about to end her life and push her off of it. This picture captures David A. Johnston sitting in a chair observing volcanic activity at Mount St. Helens. Just hours later, the volcano would erupt, ending his life. Robert Overacker was captured riding a jet ski toward Niagara Falls, unaware that his parachute wouldn't deploy and that he would fall to his death. Taken in 1945, this photo shows Arnold Agnew holding a small metal object in his hand, the very core of the atomic bomb that would destroy the city of Nagasaki. A disturbing photo of a World War I soldier experiencing shell shock after suffering through the absolute horrors of trench warfare.
There's weird stuff going on with the $2 bill. If you have $2 bills, even if you know anyone with a $2 bill, I want you to save this video so you can come back, because somewhat recently the back of the $2 bill changed to look like this. During that whole process, they actually messed up a couple of $2 bills. These $2 bills that were messed up had this little back part. Well, they got error printed onto the front of the bill as well. As you can see, this bill has ink on both sides of the bill. $2 bills are being found like this now, and people have no idea what went wrong. You would assume that the mint just made a mistake and printed the bill wrong, but it's really rare for the mint to release those mistakes into the wild. What's cool is our shop recently received a lot of these $2 bills, and we've stacked them below for you guys to pick out. If you see them attached, we have some left, meaning if you want like a rare $2 bill, you can pick one up right now. It's rare that I ever even sell anything. Most of the time I'm just telling y'all about coins and bill stuff, but this is just such a rare opportunity I had to share it. And to think you only knew you could buy this kind of thing because you follow me for more bill stuff.
So Britney Spears owned this house, believed it was haunted, and sold it with everything still inside to Brittany Murphy, who would then go on to die inside of the house. Maybe this is all just coincidence, but it's still incredibly eerie when you hear the full story. So this is the mansion that Britney Spears moved into in 2001. And according to Britney's former makeup artist, during the time that she was living there, she had some type of spiritual transformation and invited someone over who claimed to be a spiritual healer. But after this supposed spiritual healer left, something didn't feel right to her. Britney told her former makeup artist that she thought the spiritual healer may have opened some type of portal, and she claimed that there were evil spirits inside of the house trying to harm her by doing things like pushing her down the stairs. The entire situation scared Britney so badly that she left the home immediately and never returned. She then sold the house along with everything inside of it to Brittany Murphy, who would then go on to die in that house under very suspicious circumstances. Her husband Simon would also die 5 months after her in the same room. Now, after Britney's death, Simon gave an interview stating that his wife tried to avoid the house at all costs. He said that he felt that maybe the property was unlucky, and before her death, he had planned to move his wife and his mother to New York City. Then, after Simon's death, his mother was quoted saying, "All I know is that before Simon's death, he was having hallucinations that things were crawling out of his skin. Now, a lot of people believe that this can all be attributed to toxic mold poisoning. Maybe the home was filled with black mold, which, when exposed to for a prolonged period of time, can cause hallucinations, paranoia, insomnia. It can also cause breathing problems, and the ultimate cause of Brittany and Simon's death was listed as community-acquired pneumonia. But the coroner's office said that toxic mold wasn't the case. They instead said that Brittany's death was due to an iron deficiency and intoxication from prescription medications, which likely weakened her immune system and then led to a fatal bacterial infection. Simon's cause of death was nearly identical. So if this was the case, was Britney Spears right? Was there something unexplainable inside of that house?
So I came across this interview of this famous Mexican actress. Her name is Maria Felix, and somehow this is tied to the files. I believe in some of the files they mentioned a location in Morocco, and during the filming of this movie called La Corona Negra, they were filming this in Morocco. She got invited to a house, right? And she said that they were having dinner, and she asked, yo, what is this? What are we eating? It's very, very delicious. It tastes very sweet. I've never had this before. What is this meat? And they straight up told her it was human meat. Yeah, you're eating human meat.
Yo comí carne humana una vez, pero de verdad.
Ah, María.
Yo comí carne humana y Quique y yo comimos carne humana en un lugar en el Marruecos español que se llamaba, una ciudad que se llama Chauen.
Estaban filmando una película.
Estábamos filmando La Corona Negra. Y nos invitó, uno de esos moros notables nos invitó, y este tipo le gustaba comer carne humana, pero yo no lo sabía, y nos dio a comer. A mí me gustó, era una cosa como dulzona, una carne extraña, y pregunté, y así me dijeron, carne humana, pero no voluntariamente.
¿Cómo te sentiste? ¿Qué era carne de qué? ¿De hombre, de mujer, de qué?
No quise preguntar, oye, ya eso ahí ya no.
And there's a lot of like conspiracies revolving around that actress, like saying that like the regular stuff, like, oh, she sold her soul to the devil. She's basically known for like consuming this weird blood coming from overseas.
Weird blood?
She never specifies what it is, but she says that that's how she keeps herself young and looking beautiful. Yeah. You know what that is?
Nah, what is that?
A brujo talked about this shit, right? When you sacrifice a you're supposed to implement so much fear into the child that they release adrenaline. So when the adrenaline and the fear is rushing through their veins, they the child, and then that's when basically the blood tastes the best. It's like some sort of drug, because when you consume it, it's like you're consuming the life energy of the child. Bro, like Pennywise, he fucking says fear is the seasoning. Fear is what makes it taste good.
This is the dark reason you shouldn't sleep with mirrors in your room.
You will not have a mirror in the bedroom where you sleep anymore.
Why do you not like mirrors?
There are lots of reasons. When you look back at Victorian mourning period, specifically, you stop your clocks, you cover your mirrors. And why? Because you don't want the spirits to get trapped.
Trapped where?
In the mirror. It's believed it is a vortex, that things can come through and things can get trapped in. If you are in a dark room and you're looking in a mirror, if you look long enough, it is said that you can see things moving on the other side.
I've heard this.
And once you know that those things are there, they will notice you.
Oh, shit.
I had a bed that had a mirror on the headboard. I laid down to go to sleep, but I woke up because something slapped me across the face. I was alone.
You think something from the mirror?
I mean, I don't know where else it would have come from. You let something slap you across the face and wake you up and find out.
Did you know that Michael Jackson's pet chimp Bubbles is still alive and thriving in 2026? Bubbles is no longer a baby chimp anymore, as he is currently 200 pounds and over 40 years old now. Bubbles has been retired since 2005 and is currently being taken care of at the Center of Great Apes in Florida. Bubbles enjoys hanging out with his chimp friends, but has also really gotten into painting. All of Bubbles' paintings are made with non-toxic paint that is safe for chimps, and a lot of his artwork is actually sold at art galleries. Apparently, one of his most expensive paintings was sold for $2,500. And to this day, the Michael Jackson estate still pays $30,000 to make sure Bubbles is taken care of and has a happy life. Bubbles, we love you, buddy, and I'm sure he would appreciate it if we supported his paintings and his artwork. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a follow, because I post content just like this every
Given all the stuff that's happened recently, maybe we should talk about why the Illuminati is actually on the dollar bill. Especially since old dollar bills don't have the Illuminati on it. This is new. I want you to save this video, because if you've noticed the Illuminati in a lot of television, movies, and media, it might weird you out to wonder why on earth it is on the American $1 bill. Well, believe it or not, this is actually not the Illuminati. Although a lot of the iconography that the Illuminati uses is really similar, technically that eyeball is considered the Eye of Providence. Essentially, it's God watching over us. Paintings like the one behind me have showcased this image being used for hundreds of years before we put it on the dollar bill. And the pyramid is there just to showcase that we always have more to build. We're not perfect quite yet, and we can always do better. But if you find a dollar bill that doesn't have this Illuminati or Eye of Providence on it, it's actually a pretty old, valuable bill called a funny back. And these can be worth like $30 or $40 for just one bill that doesn't have that weird triangle thing. And to think you only knew to look out for that kind of stuff because you follow me for more bill stuff just like
This is the only reincarnation case scientists still refuse to explain. In 1956, in the small town of Redwood Hollow, England, a family lost their two young daughters, Emily and Grace, in a tragic car accident. Their parents were devastated. Months passed, then a year, and life slowly returned to normal. Until 1958, when the mother gave birth to twin girls. From the moment the twins could speak, things weren't normal. At age 3, one of them pointed to a birthmark on her knee and said, "This is where the car hit me." The other twin refused to sleep without the lights on, saying, "The man in the car comes back when it's dark." The parents were horrified. They had never spoken about the accident in front of the twins, but things got even stranger. The twins began asking for toys they had never seen, toys that belonged to Emily and Grace. They described their old schoolyard perfectly. Whenever the family got in the car, the twins quietly took the same two spots, the ones their sisters preferred, long before the accident. Desperate for answers, the parents took them back to their old village.
Check this dude's hard drive. This is the one and only figure in the entire United States, in the entire House of Representatives, who voted against releasing the Epstein files. Here's a really funny post from last year where he's posting his Israeli Defense Forces hat. "I stand with Israel." Yeah, you stand with traffickers. You stand with all that, bro. Even after Donald Trump himself told Republicans, vote for it. I have nothing to hide. You still wanted to hide it? What are you doing? This is the most obvious self-report I have ever seen.
So a YouTuber who goes by the name of Labcoats has allegedly released a chemically identical recipe for Coca-Cola. And this is what the duplicate recipe actually looks like. It has carbonated water, sugar, flavor solution A and flavor solution B. There's a dilute of the following oils here using a 95% ethanol mixture. Then you dilute that oil mixture using water, add some caramel color, phosphoric acid, vinegar, vanilla extracts, and some wine tannins, and a little bit of caffeine. So my question to you guys is, would you try the Lab Cola, or are you gonna stay with the traditional Coca-Cola? Let me know in the comments below, and follow me for more interesting.
What is that, and why are they eating it? 24 years as a chef, I've never seen chicken look like that. Why is it slightly pink? And why are billionaires flying to a private island to eat plain-looking chicken on a plate?
Simon Cowell, he had a weird-ass video talking about pizza, and everybody's looking into it like, what the look.
Pizza Land, Pizza Margarita. Now, Pizza Land doesn't exist anymore. If anyone can find me the recipe, I'll pay you $1,000.
Do you bag what he's trying to say, right? Because they don't run the island anymore, but he still wants to.
He still wants to eat the pizza.
Eat the pizza.
Oh,
yo. That's crazy. A lot of people know the pizza already. Why are they still doing it?
Why are they still doing it?
This was like before. Before it's like popular.
Also, like that's
when Ellen was still talking like the pizza stuff.
Okay, so that was still new.
It's still new. Like you seen those videos.
We love a pizza or what? We love a pizza. It's so good.
Parties are incredible at her house too.
She does have good parties, and she makes good pizza as well.
She makes great pizza.
Wonderful pizza.
Everybody made a certain kind of pizza.
There's no pizza we didn't love.
Something that he does. 5 different kinds or 6 different kinds of pizza that night. Clooney's was excellent.
Why is pizza like always featured in like children's cartoons?
Yo.
Every like popular kid show, they're always obsessed with pizza.
And they always make it look really tasty.
They're really tasty all the time.
Remember that episode of SpongeBob, the Krusty Krab pizza?
Yeah.
When they open the pizza and they're looking at it, it's like,
is that the cheese?
Bro, and remember what I said? SpongeBob is low-key tied to the island too. Yeah. That makes sense.
Sure is a fine-looking pizza.
Yeah.
What's that? Is that the cheese?
Yeah.
And the pepperoni?
Yeah.
Oh, looks good, huh?
So the photo behind me is currently going viral after someone posted a photo of their roommate's moldy pasta onto Reddit. And based on the visual appearance of that fuzzy or hairy growth you see, it is most likely a mold that is called Rhizopus stolonifer, which is commonly known as black bread mold or a species of mucor. And I'm sure you're wondering how long it actually took for this mold to grow. And believe it or not, this mold can actually grow extremely fast. Under ideal conditions, room temperature, moisture, and a starch house like pasta, a growth like this can only take 2 to 4 days. And if the pot was kept in the refrigerator, it would be more like 5 to 7 days. And the hairs that you see on the pasta are actually called sporangiophores, and at the tip of each hair is a tiny black or gray speck, the sporangulum, which contains thousands of spores. And since the pasta is a dense carbohydrate, it provides the perfect fuel for these molds to spread aggressively once they take hold. And guys, if you see mold like this on your bread or pasta, do not sniff it or lean anywhere close to examine it. When easily disturbed, these molds can release spores that enter your respiratory system, causing irritation or allergic reactions. So it's best to cover the pot and dispose of the contents immediately. Still, it's a super interesting mold to look at, but definitely don't get close to it. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a follow because I post content just like this every single day.
We are watching Ghislaine Maxwell in her jail cell right now. And no, this isn't secretly recorded. She is being watched 24/7 by the US Department of Justice. Why are they watching her 24/7 inside of her jail cell? I think we all know why. The US Department of Justice is not only sharing this footage to let us know that she is very much alive and well, but also to remind all of us that she is about to testify in front of the House Oversight Committee. They are not only expecting her to talk, they are expecting her to finally tell the truth. Because now that thousands of photos, documents, and emails have been released, we know she's been lying. Take this photo behind me of the young Virginia Guffrey, who Ghislaine and Prince Andrew are both in, and they both claimed that this photo was a fake. In Maxwell's emails herself written to Jeffrey, she herself admitted that this picture not only was real, but that it was taken inside of her home before Virginia was assaulted. In fact, everything is proving what Virginia Guffrey has been saying to be the truth this entire time. Now they're hoping, thanks to the release of Jeffrey's will and testament, seeing how much he left his 30-year-old girlfriend and how little he left his at the time 58-year-old ex-girlfriend Ghislaine, she will see how little Jeffrey even truly cared for her, as she is serving decades behind bars for helping him. If you missed my video about this, in Jeffrey's will 2 days before he stops living, he left hundreds of millions of dollars to his at the time 30-year-old girlfriend, talking penthouses, apartments, his entire island. Yes, that island, along with a 33-carat ring and over 40 loose diamonds. What did he leave the woman who lost it all for him? He left her the same amount of money he left one of his pilots. Yes, one of his employees. All she would have gotten had his fortune not been taken to pay his victims was $10 million. A friend of his who he had only been friends with for a few years got $5 million. Now that not only her life has been taken from her, but she's also been humiliated in front of the world, we're about to see if that means she's going to stop lying and covering up for all of the monsters she has spent her entire life covering up.
So I'm here at the Chuck E. Cheese where the 5 kids went missing, and do you notice something?
Well, folks, I finally uncovered the mystery of Charles Entertainment Cheese.